Each season of American Horror Story has been unique from the rest, but there are still some major common threads running throughout the anthology installments that definitely tie this hit thriller series together. Between recurring characters, locations, and clever references scattered throughout, there are plenty of Easter eggs that connect all 6 chapters of American Horror Story together. Familiar faces. The vast majority of the show's characters have appeared in just one season each, but there have been a handful who have popped back in later seasons. The first character to bridge the divide was Pepper, who made her debut in Asylum as a patient of Briarcliff Manor, who was committed for killing her own child. In Freak Show, we got to see what transpired before those events. We found out that poor Pepper was actually a member of the Cabinet of Curiosities before she was framed by her sister and brother-in-law for the murder of their disfigured infant Lucas. Sister Mary Eunice followed suit, which revealed that there was more to her than the devilish possession we saw in Asylum. Her return to Freak Show was much more pleasant and subdued. Dr. Arden, Marcy the Realtor, Dr. Charles Montgomery, and Queenie are some of the others who have come back for another brief round of nefarious fun. But actress Sarah Paulson is the MVP of comebacks. Her celebrity psychic persona Billie Dean Howard debuted in the first season Murder House and returned for season 5's Hotel, and her TV journalist alter ego Lana Winters connected Asylum with the most recent season Roanoke. Not just a name. There have also been several winks to characters to link the stories together. Coven's Madison Montgomery, for example, may have been related to the murder house's original owners, Charles and Nora Montgomery, if their shared last name holds any significance. And attorney Harry Goodman from season 1 was probably related to Asylum's Sam Goodman, especially since they were both investigators. It's also probably no coincidence that there were 2 characters named Jack Colquitt who were both detectives in different generations. In Roanoke, Edward Mott was the ancestor to Freak Show's Dandy and Gloria Mott. Plus, those killer nurses from Murder House came back into play in Roanoke as well. Chances are, the hunky Uber driver Rhett Snow might have also had some kind of connection to Coven character Myrtle Snow, unless his name was actually a nod to Game of Thrones' undead hero. But that'd just be crazy, right? Theoretical throwbacks. Even where names and actual role reprisals fail to appear, there are still some characters that draw us back to something familiar from the past. For example, Roanoke's Woods Witch is rumored to be the original Supreme from Coven. And let's not forget that Cricket said he was trained in New Orleans, which is where the actor's other American Horror Story persona spent some time during Coven. Plus, Billie Dean made a direct mention of the Roanoke colony all the way back in Murder House. Meanwhile, it's widely believed that Oliver Thredson from Asylum was actually the faceless therapist that treated Dandy Mott in Freak Show. And it's probably no coincidence that the new season included all the pig masks after season 1's Derek harped on his pigment fears so hard. Running rules. Another common thread found throughout all 6 seasons lies in the supernatural rules in play. Ghosts, for example, continually exist as haunting, visible presences that appear to be confined to the locations of their death, but can have physical and sometimes deadly interactions with the living around them. Spirit mediums are also regularly brought into play, and witchcraft is obviously a very real practice throughout the series. Demonic possessions run rampant throughout the show, and multiple installments feature vampires' thirst for blood. Altogether, these shared mythologies make up the sinister backbone of the whole body of the show, and every season relies on them. Thematic threads. That's not all that bleeds together about American Horror Story seasons. There's also the common themes behind the various characters' motives and actions. Mommy issues seem to loom large for a lot of the men on the show, and there have been several women who killed off their husbands along the way as well. Bigamy is another big one. Just how many girlfriends did Evan Peters' characters have anyway? And let's not forget how pop culture obsessed so many of Sarah Paulson's characters have been. Speaking of which, visual cues. It's no mistake that some seasons of American Horror Story have given fans a sense of déjà vu. Several of the camera angles throughout have been set up as direct references to stories past, like the repeat opening scenes from Murder House and Roanoke, and all that time the camera spent looking at staircases. Eagle-eyed fans might have also spotted the Roanoke Butcher's Cleaver and some other throwback weapons among those that were laid out in Hotel, and even the element of literally 2-faced characters like Bet and Dot from Freak Show and Edward Mordrake seem to have foreshadowed what would later come for the cast members portraying them. After all, Sarah Paulson's appearances in multiple roles in the subsequent seasons Hotel and Roanoke could be a tribute to her ability to double up. And Wes Bentley's Hotel character certainly had 2 minds pushing and pulling his behaviors, right? Sinful significance. One of the biggest takeaways that seems to come through with American Horror Story is its grander statement on the concept of sin. A lot of fans think the individual seasons represent the layers of hell in Dante's Inferno, while others think they're each playing on the 7 deadly sins. Both sides seem to have some basis in the show's reality. Murder House, for example, involved a lot of bedroom behavior by its characters, so it might fall under the lust category, and Asylum was filled with fraud and false witness. Coven had heresy written all over it, and Freak Show dealt a lot with the concept of pride. Hotel, meanwhile, was all about wrath and gluttony, and Roanoke had more than one instance of adultery and coveting, not to mention tons of violence. The fact that Hotel included an actual Ten Commandments killer even seemed like a giant nod to these long-held theories. Whether or not the future seasons continue to correspond to these wicked markers remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, there's a bigger picture here that's only beginning to reveal itself. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel, plus check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.